So Lauren, I have all of these different social media accounts. I could spend all day on them and I don't have enough time. How do I know where I should be focusing my energy and what should I be doing to have the most effective social media strategy?
So I think right now you're sort of thinking in terms of platform first, and I actually always recommend taking a step back before you ever even consider looking at the platform. And so first you want to be identifying yourself. Secondly, you want to identify your customers. Thirdly is when you'll step in and figure out which platform is then going to be most effective for you. And after that, you want to think about your goals and what your goals will be in terms of reaching those customers. The first is all about identifying yourself. And so there's sort of 4 main categories that we'll come across. One is going to be the seller, the instructor, a blogger, and a networker.
So wait a second, this is trying to say, where do I fit into this?
Absolutely,
and
figuring out
what
your
am I,
role.
Okay, my role. So when I'm thinking about these different roles, can you talk about different people, like let's say a viewer who's a dog walker, and how would they fit in, or someone who's in jewelry making, or a realtor?
So the 3 of those actually would probably all fall under seller, and their goal with social media is likely to sign new clients or to sell, more of their product.
And then in the instructor, somebody who's maybe a fitness trainer or
absolutely, or a musician wanting to give lessons. It's someone who's offering their expertise and tutoring.
Or someone with a TV show.
Yeah, absolutely. And some, especially I think for your show, what's interesting is you may say, I kind of fall into these 2 categories, because in a sense I could relate to the blogger as I'm producing content and video blogs, but I'm also an instructor and I'm sharing, expert information on this. And then additionally, the 4th is sort of that networker. And so perhaps you either already have a job that you're happy with and you just want to grow your own network or increase your connections, or you may actually have taken some time off and say, okay, I need to figure out how to market myself on the internet so that I can find that next career move or the next job. Figuring out which category you fall into first is definitely a priority. And so then from there you move on to the customers and identifying, if you're a seller, who are you trying to sell to? If you're an instructor, what are you trying to teach, or how can someone benefit from your knowledge or your expertise? If you're a blogger, what content are you creating? How does it benefit one of your clients or customers or followers? If you're a networker, what can someone gain from your connection? Because obviously you're going to be reaching out and trying to connect with someone, but what do you have that will intrigue them so that they want that connection?
So what I hear from you is that you're saying, turn it on the head. Most people think about, well, what am I offering to my customer? And you're saying actually take it from the perspective of your customer or your clients or someone who's on your blog. What do they really want, or what are they interested in? So then you can think of what to do to actually appeal to their interests.
Absolutely. And so from there, you look at that and you can say, okay, what platform will I fall into? And for most sellers, out of the social media, you're going to find that Facebook is the number 1 because of a lot of reasons. Number 1, it's really easy if you are trying to push a website or an Etsy page or even promote a location. You create a business page and you can post direct links on there. You can post images. If you have video content, that's great. Facebook Live obviously has become a huge asset for people. I mean, you can do a Facebook Live while you're, if you're a potter, while you're on the wheel creating some art. Secondly, Google Plus is important for sellers, and that's really the most critical if you do have a storefront or a location, because through Google Plus you can make sure that you're listing correctly on the maps.
So no matter what, if you're a seller, you should be on Google Plus.
Yes, absolutely. Additionally, Instagram is great because you can feature, behind the scenes image or product images, or again, have some video content as well, which is really great. For the instructor, again, Facebook tends to be the most dominant because a lot of instructors actually run their businesses just through Facebook. And then for the blogger, I think that's where it kind of flips a little bit. And you really see bloggers predominantly active on Instagram, and that's because they may share one photo from their blog, or if it's a video blog, they may do a clip of that and try and push directly to their blog page. I think Facebook, secondly, is critical for bloggers because you can post the direct link on individual posts. And then for the network piece, if you're looking to make connections and increase your professional network, there's no better platform than LinkedIn. And I think it's great to have a Facebook page, and certainly be careful because employers will find any Facebook page you have if you are looking to seek a new employment role. So I recommend, if you do have any old Facebook profile, even if it's a MySpace, go in and delete anything that you wouldn't want to sit down and show your boss tomorrow.
So now then, once you know what platform to use, then how do you go about going after them?
So the next step would be, before you ever start posting, before you ever even look at your profile, to set those goals. For the seller, you're likely thinking sales and conversions, because at the end of the day, that's your goal as a seller, is to sell your product. I think secondly, you may be looking to increase your word of mouth and brand awareness, but likely the number one priority is going to be to make a profit. For the instructor, I think that's where the brand awareness comes in a little more. You know, you want to increase followers and word of mouth, but you're really using it to share your expertise with your community. For bloggers, obviously, it is just going to be followers. You know, you want more people to read your blog, you want more people to subscribe. If you have a video blog, you want to make sure that your views are consistently growing. There's so many other bloggers, so it's about, you know, what goal can you set to make sure that you're standing out. For the networker, you're looking for connections and growing your resume and your network.
And now, if I am understanding you correctly, then it's important to set your goals first, because that way you know exactly what you're trying to do and whether your social media platform is really even working for you.
Well, and I think so many people say, you know, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
You know, should I really spend on Facebook? You know, what am I going to get out of it? How am I going to prove that? And I think that's where it's so individualized. So by setting your personal goal, you can figure out if it's worth it to you, if you're hitting your goals, you know, if your business is growing, if people are starting to recognize you or your brand. I always say, you know, think of a goal and set it for maybe 6 months, but know that it's one you can stick to. So, you know, whether that's going to be, I want to have 100 followers within 6 months, or whether it's, I want to post, you know, 4 times a week, or if you say, okay, I want to connect with 4 industry leaders on Instagram. I think the biggest mistake I see people do is when they try to start too big and they say, you know, I'm going to post twice a day, every day, and they just can't stick with it because they're not used to spending that amount of time. So I think start with something you know you can achieve, and then if you're hitting that consistently for several weeks, you can go back and say, you know what, I'm going to adjust this goal.
So now that we have our goals, one of the things that I really need to know, and I'm sure our viewers really would love to know, is like, how do we then go and use social media to actually achieve our goals?
So now that you know the 4 steps of creating a social media strategy, watch one of these This Mom Needs Help videos to learn how to use social media to promote you and your business better and faster.